They say you don't just marry a person, you marry their family. I used to think that was just a saying, something people threw around at weddings to sound wise, but I learned the hard way that it's not just true, it's a warning, and I should have listened. My name is Jessica. I am 29 years old, and 6 months ago, I had what I thought was the perfect marriage. A beautiful home in the suburbs, a husband I loved more than anything. We were even talking about starting a family. And then my mother-in-law moved in. What happened next didn't just destroy my marriage. It destroyed my sense of reality. Made me question everything I thought I knew about the man I loved. And by the time I figured out what was really going on, it was already too late. This is that story. Let me take you back to the beginning. My husband, Michael, and I met in college. He was this quiet, gentle guy who studied architecture. I was pre-med, stressed out of my mind, and he was the calm in my storm. We got married 3 years after graduation. Small wedding, just close friends and family. His mother, Patricia, seemed nice enough at the wedding, a little overbearing maybe. She cried through the entire ceremony. Kept talking about how she was losing her baby boy. But I figured that was just normal mom stuff, right? She lived 2 states away, so we only saw her on holidays. Life was good. Michael got a job at a prestigious firm. I finished my residency and started working at a hospital. We bought a 4-bedroom house because we were planning for kids. We had date nights every Friday. We traveled, we laughed. We were happy. And then, Patricia's husband died. It was a Tuesday night when Michael got the call. His father had a massive heart attack at work. He was gone before the ambulance even arrived. I watched my husband fall apart. He flew out that same night. I couldn't go with him because I had back-to-back shifts, but I told him I'd come as soon as I could get time off. He was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of funeral planning, estate handling, and taking care of his grieving mother. When he came back, he looked exhausted. We were lying in bed that first night, and he said, "Jess, I need to talk to you about something." My heart sank. Nothing good ever starts with those words. "My mom is struggling," he said. "She's all alone in that house. She's depressed. She's not eating. I am worried about her." I knew where this was going. I was thinking, maybe she could come stay with us. Just for a little while, until she gets back on her feet. I should have said no. I should have suggested therapy, or hiring a caretaker, or moving her to a retirement community nearby. But I looked at my husband's face, saw how broken he was, and I couldn't do it. "Of course," I said. "Whatever she needs." That was my first mistake. Patricia arrives 3 days later with 6 suitcases, 2 boxes, and a cat I didn't know she had. "I am allergic to cats. It's just temporary," Michael assured me as we set up the guest room. "Maybe a month or 2, just until she's ready to find her own place." She moved into our guest room, which was right across from our bedroom, and from day 1, things felt off. She would make comments, little things. "Oh, Jessica, you are going to work? I guess someone has to pay the bills." Or, "Michael, you look so thin. Doesn't Jessica feed you?" I tried to brush it off. She was grieving. She was adjusting. I could be patient. But then the boundary violations started. First, it was the cooking. Patricia decided she was going to cook all the meals. Which sounds nice, except she would do it right when I got home from a 12-hour shift, like she was proving something. "I made Michael's favorite," she'd say sweetly. "The way his father liked it, not too spicy like you make it." Then she started rearranging things. My kitchen, my living room. She moved my photos to make room for pictures of Michael as a child. "I just thought we needed more family photos," she said when I mentioned it. "You don't mind, do you?" But the worst part, the absolute worst part, she started doing Michael's laundry, not just throwing in a load. I mean, she was hand-washing his clothes, ironing his shirts, laying out his outfits for work every morning, like he was a child. And Michael, he let her. "She's just trying to help," he'd say. "It makes her feel useful." "She's treating you like you are 10 years old," I'd snap back. "She just lost her husband, Jess." Can you please just be patient with her? And that became his answer to everything. Be patient. She's grieving. She doesn't mean it. 1 month in, I came home early from work. I had a migraine and managed to get someone to cover the rest of my shift. I walked into my house, into my bedroom, and found Patricia in there. She was going through my dresser. "What are you doing?" I asked, my voice shaking. She didn't even look startled, just smiled at me. "Oh, honey, I was just organizing. This drawer was such a mess. You really should fold your underwear better." This is how I taught Michael to do it. "Get out," I said. "Excuse me? Get out of my bedroom now." She did, but not before giving me this look. This smile that said, "You can't touch me." When Michael got home, I told him what happened. I was furious. This was it. This was the line. He sighed. "Jess, she was probably just trying to help. She's used to taking care of Dad's things. She was going through my underwear, Michael." "Okay, I'll talk to her. I'll tell her to respect your privacy." But he said it like I was overreacting, like I was the problem. That night, I heard them talking downstairs. I couldn't hear everything, but I caught snippets. "She's so sensitive. I was only trying to help. I don't know if she's the right fit for this family." And Michael didn't defend me, not once. After that, things escalated. Patricia started joining us for date night, just showing up at restaurants where we had reservations. "Oh, I didn't want to eat alone," she'd say, and Michael would pull out a chair for her. She started commenting on my appearance. "Are you sure you want to wear that, Jessica? It's a little tight, don't you think?" She started calling Michael at work, multiple times a day. "Just checking in," she'd say. And slowly, I watched my husband change. He stopped initiating sex. When I tried, he'd say he was tired, or stressed, or his mom might hear us. He stopped planning things for just the two of us. Every activity became a family activity. He started taking her side in every disagreement. "Why are you always attacking her?" he'd ask. "I am not attacking her. I am asking her not to throw away my food and replace it with things she thinks I should be eating. She's just worried about your health. I am a doctor, Michael." We were fighting constantly, and every fight ended the same way, with him defending her and making me feel like I was crazy. 3 months in, I was at my breaking point. I started working more hours just to avoid being home. My friends were worried about me. My coworkers noticed I'd lost weight. One night, I came home at 2 a.m. from an emergency shift. The house was dark. I went upstairs as quietly as I could, and I heard voices coming from Michael's office. I walked closer and heard Patricia talking. "She doesn't appreciate you like I do. She's always working, always gone. What kind of wife does that? Your father and I, we understood what marriage meant. We put each other first." "I know, Mom," Michael said. His voice sounded strange, flat. "You deserve someone who takes care of you, who puts you first. Someone like me." My blood ran cold. I opened the door. They were sitting on the couch in his office. Close. Too close. Her hand was on his knee. They both jumped when they saw me. "Jessica," Michael stammered, "you are home early. What is going on?" I asked. "Nothing," Patricia said smoothly. "We were just talking about how I am a terrible wife." "Don't be dramatic," she said. That's when something in me snapped. "Get out," I said. "What?" Patricia looked at Michael like he was supposed to do something. "Get out of my house. Pack your things. I want you gone by morning." "Michael, are you going to let her speak to me like this?" Patricia's voice was shrill now. Michael stood up, and for a moment, I thought he was going to side with me. But he didn't. "Jess, you are being unreasonable. She's my mother. She just lost her husband. Where is she supposed to go?" "I don't care," I said. "This is my house too, and I want her out." "This is my house," Michael said quietly. "I bought it before we got married. My name is on the deed." The room went silent. "Are you serious right now?" I whispered. "She's staying," he said. "If you don't like it, maybe you should be the one to leave." I didn't leave that night, but I moved into the guest room in the basement. For 2 weeks, I lived like a stranger in my own home. I avoided them, ate meals alone, left for work before they woke up. And then, I started noticing things. Patricia wasn't just living with us, she was replacing me. She was sitting in my spot at the dinner table, using my coffee mug, wearing a robe I'd bought Michael for Christmas. And Michael was letting her. One Saturday morning, I came upstairs to find them making breakfast together, laughing, moving around the kitchen like a married couple. "Good morning, honey," Patricia said sweetly. "I made your favorite pancakes." She was talking to Michael. He smiled at her. "Thanks, Mom." They didn't even acknowledge me. I stood there, watching them, and realized something. She wasn't trying to be his mother. She was trying to be his wife, and he was letting her. That night, I asked Michael to go for a drive with me, away from her, away from the house. We drove to a park and sat in silence for a long time. "Do you even see what's happening?" I finally asked. "What are you talking about? Your mother." "She's not acting like a mother, Michael. She's acting like she's in a relationship with you." "That's disgusting, Jess. She's my mother." "Then why is she sleeping in a robe I bought for you? Why does she sit where I sit? Why does she act like I am the intruder in my own marriage? You are jealous of my mother?" "I am not jealous. I am terrified. This isn't normal, Michael. None of this is normal. She's lonely. She's adjusting. You are reading into things that aren't there. Then why do you choose her over me? Every single time?" He didn't answer. "When did you stop being my husband?" I asked, tears streaming down my face. He looked at me, and for a moment, I saw something in his eyes. Guilt, maybe. Confusion. "I don't know what you want me to say, Jess. I want you to say you'll ask her to leave. I want you to say that I am your wife, and I come first. I want you to say that we matter more than her comfort." Silence. "I can't do that," he finally said. "Why not?" "Because she's my mother, and she needs me." "And what about me? Don't I need you?" "You are strong, Jess. You have your career, your friends. You don't need me the way she does." And that's when I knew I'd already lost him. I moved out the next day, stayed with a friend while I looked for my own apartment. Michael didn't try to stop me, didn't call, didn't text. I filed for divorce 3 weeks later. The process was brutal. He fought me on everything. The house, the furniture, even things that were clearly mine. And through it all, Patricia was there, at his lawyer meetings, at mediation, sitting beside him like she was his spouse. The divorce was finalized 2 months ago. Last I heard, Patricia still lives with him. She never left, never got her own place. And Michael, he's lost most of his friends. His coworkers think he's weird. His siblings barely talk to him anymore. But he has his mother. I've spent a lot of time in therapy trying to understand what happened, trying to figure out how I missed the signs. My therapist says it's called emotional incest, when a parent treats their adult child like a substitute spouse. It's not sexual, but it's just as damaging. She said Patricia probably did this to Michael his whole life, made him responsible for her emotional needs, made him feel guilty for having his own life, and when his father died, she saw an opportunity. She didn't just move in to grieve, she moved in to reclaim him. The saddest part, Michael doesn't even see it. He thinks he's being a good son. He thinks I was the problem, the one who couldn't be compassionate, who couldn't understand. But I do understand. I understand that some people are so broken, so damaged, that they'll destroy anyone who gets in the way of their dysfunction. And I understand that you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. So that's my story. How my mother-in-law moved in and destroyed my marriage from the inside. People ask me if I regret marrying Michael, if I wish I'd seen the red flags earlier. Honestly, number. Because I learned something important. I learned that love isn't enough. That sometimes the person you love is so deeply enmeshed in their family dysfunction that they can't choose you, no matter how much they care about you. I learned that boundaries aren't cruel, they're necessary. And I learned that walking away doesn't make you a quitter. Sometimes it makes you a survivor. I am doing better now. I am dating again. Slowly. I am in therapy. I am rebuilding my life. And I am never, ever letting someone's mother move in with us again. If you are in a situation like this where a family member is destroying your relationship, please hear me. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. Trust your instincts. And if your partner can't choose you, can't set boundaries, can't see what's happening, sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is choose yourself. Thanks for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there who needs to hear it.